Sometimes the script gets flipped. After ruining the Toronto Argonauts home opener at BMO in dominating fashion, the Hamilton Tiger Cats were dealt a similar fate in Week 2 at Tim Hortons Field.
That kind of night for Jeremiah Masoli and the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Tonight, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers come to Steel Town still looking for win number 1 after back-to-back disappointments to start 2016.
Bombers trying to stay alive, but it's not going to happen. He is sacked, and that will do it.
It's the Bombers and Ticats. Thursday Night Football. Next.
It is Thursday Night Football on TSN. Welcome as we get this week started.
If you didn't know, now you know.
And it is a touchdown, Darvin Adams.
Your waggle's not always downhill, Chris.
Touchdown, Chad Holmes.
It is Thursday night at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, a stadium where the Ticats were practically invincible 1 year ago. But not later in the season, or to start this one. They get the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in town, in at 0-2. The Ticats at 1-1, and both teams looking for a bounce back this week. Certainly this man is, Drew Willie, haunted by memories of this stadium 1 year ago when he was knocked out in Week 7 for the rest of the season. He's racked up some good passing numbers, but still, that offense, a work in progress for the 0-2 Bombers. Jeremiah Masoli, great in Week 1 in Toronto, less so last week against the BC Lions when that Ticat offense was only able to muster 3 points on the board in that 21-point loss to the Lions. Hi there and welcome. Thursday Night Football presented by The Brick. I'm Rod Smith along with Jock Climby and Matt Dunnigan. So really two teams, despite having different records, with something to prove tonight. And certainly it's obvious in Winnipeg, Jock, as we start with the quarterbacking story here for Drew Willie. As mentioned, the numbers have been there. I think they're misleading, but this is still very much a Bomber offense work in progress.
Yeah, you say they're misleading because he's got a 105 quarterback efficiency rating. He's second in the league in passing, and yet most of that's been in the fourth quarter when it's garbage time. Garbage time. Hey, as a player, you love that, but you know what?
No, you don't.
If you're Paul LaPolice, hey, you love the stats because you know that that's going to help you come contract time. But it doesn't make a difference when it comes to winning. Paul LaPolice didn't come to Winnipeg to put a lot of yards up in the fourth quarter when it doesn't matter. I'm not sure what's going on with Drew Willie right now, other than the fact that I don't think he's got a lot of help at receiver. I think he needs more than he's getting right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a vertical stretch there offensively. I think they got a lot of other parts around him. They got to be better, much better, because the pressure is, and reality is that they need to win. That's the only stat that counts. And you know, you look at Jeremiah Masoli on the other hand. In Week 1, he looked like a world beater. You know, he looked so comfortable. BC pressured him into 2 interceptions, sacked him 4 times, and he looked uncomfortable all night long. He's got to get back to having protection, and then he start scoring points and deliver the football to all those multiple weapons that he does have offensively.
Ticats once again want to be that dominant team that visitors fear to tread, like Weston Dressler back in the Winnipeg lineup. In Week 1, he was 3 catches for 22 yards before he was knocked out with a head injury. Kickoff is coming up at Tim Hortons Field. Thursday Night Football on TSN is presented by The Brick, saving you more.
All right. Thank you so much, Rod. Hello, Canada. Hot summer Thursday night in Hamilton. Two teams hot under the collar. Black and gold, blue and gold in the Golden Horseshoe tonight.
Two teams coming off Week 2 losses, looking for an emotional lift. The Bombers hope they will get theirs with the return of Weston Dressler, injured early in his Blue Bomber debut in Week 1. And of course for the Hamilton Ticats, their spiritual leader, number 21 linebacker Simone Lawrence. Fantastic in Week 1. He looks to provide the spark for them here in Week 3.
Head coach Ken Austin took some of the blame for the loss 5 days ago, but he knows it was a team effort. The Ticats were not very good. And for Mike O'Shea, simple. Start faster, play better. His team 0-2, and they are feeling the heat. In a hot one tonight in the Hammer. 26 degrees, feels like 34 degrees. 5 days ago, there was a lot of wind. There's no wind here tonight. That should not affect the ball game. And guess who's back in town? Longtime Ticat kicker, Justin Medlock, now a Blue Bomber, kicks this one off tonight. It will bounce into the end zone. And Brandon Banks will take a knee. Jeremiah Masoli coming off a subpar performance for him and the Cats, losing. In fact, getting destroyed 28-3 against the BC Lions last Friday night.
Yeah, obviously they need to do better offensively. Masoli missed a couple of opportunities in that ball game to make some big plays. I think for the Tiger Cats, they recognize with Zach Collaros out of the lineup, there are going to be some ups and downs at the quarterback position. Masoli still learning his craft here in the CFL. Looks for a bounce back here tonight.
Masoli in the shotgun, turns and hands it off to C.J. Gable, and quickly Khalil Bass in on the play, and they stop that Bomber run in, or that Ticat run in the backfield.
And Masoli will be joined in that Tiger Cat backfield by C.J. Gable. All-around threat, important to their passing game. Receiving core remains intact from week 2 along that offensive line. Leader Ryan Bombin from his guard position.
Throwing down now for Masoli. And wide open on the near sideline is Luke Tasker. Fumbled football. Winnipeg has it. Winnipeg jumps on the loose ball. Ian Wild was right there. So too was Khalil Bass. And Tasker, normally dependable, never drops the football. This time, though, big hit on the corner, and he dropped it.
Chris Randall playing that boundary corner spot was the guy who got his left hand on that ball and popped it out. Ian Wild, the linebacker, coming up with the recovery. Great field position for their first possession for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Drew Willie, inside handoff, far sweep for Ryan Smith, former Rough Rider, who will have his tag team teammate who came over from Saskatchewan in the offense tonight. Weston Dressler is back for Winnipeg, and that's great news for the Bombers.
Yeah, when you look at the skill positions offensively for this team, they've definitely added 3 playmakers in Harris, Dressler, and Smith to that mix. An offensive line continuing to grow in experience. Second-year man Suk Chung from his right guard position, one of the keys.
Play clock coming down here. Bombers have to hurry to get this off. Willie, pocket closes, throws, and looking for Dressler, who played 3 plays, caught 3 catches for 15 minutes in game 1 of the season, and then left the game after a hellacious hit on the sideline, missed last week.
Well, Weston Dressler, a guy perennially over 1,000 yards throughout his CFL career, came into the league with Saskatchewan, of course, in 2008. Dependable threat, a guy who raises the level of all those around him.
Now Justin Medlock looking over, thought that perhaps they were going for a field goal.
Well, the line is lined up in field goal formation. It's Dressler, the holder, who is the guy who was supposed to stay on. Nobody told him that it was field goal rather than punt,
Time
so he
count
was on the
violation.
sidelines.
Winnipeg number 9, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, that's a real big hiccup here, because now changes it by 5 yards. It becomes an extra long field goal. Mike O'Shea hates when that stuff happens. That one on Dressler went back to the sideline. So now this is from 51. Keep in mind that Medlock 2 weeks ago hit from 58. Back in Hamilton, Justin Medlock, the kick is up and it is wide. And Brandon Banks, Speedy B, down the sideline. Banks still on his feet, it's not going to be caught. What a return. Brandon Banks takes it the distance. 121 yards. Speedy B does it again. And you could sense that the moment he touched it in the end zone.
Yeah, a lot of space for Brandon Banks to start bringing that one out. Great read. He got a couple of great blocks early. The first question you're going to ask is, from 5 yards closer, would this angle have been on? Justin Medlock hooked it a little bit. There's that quick sell to the right that set up a couple of blocks nicely. Then it's the speed of Brandon Banks down the sidelines. It gets it done.
Absolutely electrifying. And the point after. Brent Maher. And it's good, 7-1. Weston Dressler doesn't come out for the field goal attempt. It goes back 5 yards. And then Brandon Banks takes it back 121. My, oh my, what a start to Thursday Night Football.
Here's where it all began. Weston Dressler gets it down. Justin Medlock knows as soon as he hits that one that it's drifting wide. He looks like he starts off heading for the sidelines, but he's going to need to get involved in the play.
And then Brandon Banks does what Brandon Banks does as good as anyone in the history of this game. Absolutely shreds. And you can see Weston Dressler go back to how it all began, and you'd have to think that they were a little discombobulated to begin with. Dressler doesn't come out, then they kick from 51. You know that Brandon Banks is back there. You can't miss with him being in the end zone. Just a bad chain of events for the Blue Bombers, and it ended horribly for them and great for the Tiger Cats.
The thing that stands out to me about this, Rod, is that coming into this game, the sense was for both of these teams coming off their Week 2 performances, they needed to have good starts. They needed to get off on a great start. And from a Hamilton point of view, they have the fumble in their own territory. Winnipeg comes up with the recovery. The Bombers are kind of thinking they're going to have that edge out of the gate. They're in a position to get points right away. And then it all went awry, and Hamilton comes up with a huge play.
So the Bombers trying to answer. Jace Davis gathers that pass from Drew Willie, picks up 5 on the play.
Well, we'll take a look at this Hamilton Tiger Cat defense. Adrian Tracy and John Chick, the new defensive ends in town. Tracy, of course, in on the Drew Willie injury a year ago. Larry Dean has been terrific at middle linebacker, had a huge block on that return as well. Courtney Stephen playing that free safety spot.
Dart thrown to Darvin Adams. Loses his lid, but he has the football and he has the first down. Brandon Banks officially a 120-yard return. Last return he had for a touchdown last October against Calgary, a punt return. Also returned a missed convert late in the season. But that's why Banks is the most outstanding special team winner. Virtually could almost win it every year. And now he's got Chad Owens, by the way, on his team.
Yeah, Owens has been quite a mentor to him. There you see Travis Lee. You talk about changes in this Hamilton Tiger Cat lineup. Just one defensively. Lee replacing Jeff Tisdale at the corner after Tisdale had a rough outing last Friday.
Willie throws on the roll, far side. And leaping to that yard marker is Ryan Smith. Very close to the first down. You talked about Jeff Tisdale. This is a cruel business. And he was exposed a little bit last week, and now he's out of work. Travis Lee comes in.
Yeah, Travis Lee out at Miles College. The guy who had a brief NFL look in 2015.
So many years, Jeff Tisdale, such a great pro in the Canadian Football League, and had a nightmarish game, as did most of the Tiger Cats, by the way. That was as bad as they possibly could play, according to their coach and to most of their players.
Yeah, they definitely had their struggles. It was flat. Didn't seem to be a lot of emotion, didn't seem to be a lot of intensity in that performance, and that's uncharacteristic for the Ticats, particularly at home.
Willie shotgun, first down, quick hitter for Dressler behind him.
Now, as you mentioned Dressler's name, we talked about Travis Lee coming in at corner. The shuffle that happens is that Quinton Porter goes from the field corner into the boundary. So we'll often see him in some one-on-one matchups, a lot of the time with Weston Dressler in that short side of the field. Lee comes in, he'll play the wide side corner position.
Second down, throwing down, making the catch up near the 40. Again is Davis out of Northern Colorado, spent some time on some practice rosters in the NFL. Jace Davis, native of Colorado.
Nice job on the slide protection there by that Winnipeg front, allowing Drew Willie time to set and throw, and what Rod has been a very nice response drive after a little bit of early adversity. The Banks touchdown.
Drew Willie, high percentage so far, 5 for 7. Fires again to Davis. Interesting so far, the Bombers have not gone to Andrew Harris yet. Harris, of course, the big get in the offseason along with Dressler and Smith, but Andrew Harris was available on the market, decided to go home to Winnipeg. And likely going to see some of number 33 at some point on this drive. There he is in the pistol. Now gets beside Drew Willie. There's his first touch. Swallowed up at the line, just a minimal gain. So they'll bring some other personnel in. Dressler comes back in. Likely a throwing down again for Willie.
Well, they went with their big team on first down, setting up the run. As you see the Andrew Harris numbers, currently second in the Canadian Football League in yards from scrimmage, a title that he won last year, and a guy you typically anticipate, he stays healthy, he's going to be around 1,500, 1,000 on the ground, 500 through the air.
And there's a penalty flag. Winnipeg saying Hamilton moved, and you could see that play developing. That play was definitely going to Harris on a bit of a swing out. Andre Proulx is our referee tonight here in Hamilton. Midway point of this first quarter. Bombers arguing now, saying that was on them. You could hear them. Andre Proulx is going to figure this out right now. Drew Willie gets his guys to huddle up. Mike O'Shea feeling the heat in Winnipeg right now as well. That 0-2 start.
Offside. Hamilton, number 7. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Big get for Hamilton offseason. This guy behind that dark shade, John Chick, penalized.
Yeah, John Chick a little too anxious to get after Drew Willie on that one. Number 7 in black already with one hit on the quarterback tonight.
So they isolate Weston Dressler, top of your screen, up high. And they pitch it out to Harris on second and short. They'll move the sticks. So Andrew Harris, so excited to come back home to Winnipeg to don the colors of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So many successful seasons in BC as the feature back for the Lions.
And one of the things Mike O'Shea says when he talks about Andrew Harris, said everybody knew what a good football player he was, but you recognize when you're around him every day how smart a football player he is, and he demonstrated that on the last play.
Play action now. Willie going end zone, has his man wide open with Smith, and Drew Willie couldn't deliver the football. Smith had about 4 steps on the defender.
Smith from that 2 spot is going to get deep and work towards that corner. You see the man who ends up picking him up late is the free safety, Courtney Stephen. That chase position, a little window there where he was open, but he and Willie were unable to connect.
6 minutes to go, opening quarter. 13th play of the drive. Again, play action. Davis now, one-on-one, and knocked out of bounds. Johnny Sears, the former Bomber, was there to meet Davis head on. And so after all of those plays, after that long drive, Once again, Justin Medlock is going to have to come out here and put some points on the board.
Well, they come up a little bit short on this drive, but again, as you look for positives from a Winnipeg point of view, a nice offensive possession following the Hamilton touchdown. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the game, but they're doing a great job moving the launch point around for Drew Willie. He's not just sitting in the pocket.
Justin Medlock buries this one, makes it a 7-4 game from the 25-yard line. So the Bombers respond to Brandon Banks' touchdown with a field goal. Jeremiah Masoli taking over from Zach Collaros late last season into the 2016 season, trying to turn the beat around in the Hammer. Under the heading 0 to 120, real quick, was Brandon Banks. With more on that, here's Matthew Shinetti.
Absolutely, Rod. You know, yesterday Brandon Banks told us he felt one was coming, and there you go, right at the start of the game. But really, it's his offense and the receiving side that he thinks is going to be really important this season. You know, Banks has always wanted people to consider him not just a returner, but a receiver as well. And it seems Ken Austin is getting the message this year, giving Banks new packages week to week to week. And you guys mentioned Chad Owens. Well, Owens, yes, as Dwayne mentioned, is a bit of a mentor for Banks, especially when it comes to the fact that Owens was a 3,000-yard combined guy for a couple of years, and Banks says, I want to be just like that. Guys?
Well, thank you so much. And on cue, Matthew, there's the mentor, Chad Owens. What a luxury to have Brandon Banks and Chad Owens, arguably the two best return men the CFL has seen the last 5 years.
Well, yeah, to have some of the packages you can do, putting both these guys in the lineup at the same time, gives some unique looks.
Banks now out there as a receiver. 5-receiver set. Masoli turns and hands it off. And a pile of Bombers pile on C.J. Gable. Boy, the Bombers come out hungry here defensively. Absolutely plug that run. There is Khalil Bass.
Well, the Bombers did a nice job of recognizing the motion. It's going to come from the right side of your screen. You're going to see the fullback, CO Prime, come down to crack. Because they recognize crack, you see Maurice Leggett folds to the outside to contain that play. They're trying to get to the outside, but Leggett recognizes the crack. He slides out to fill that gap and force Gable back to the inside where he's got help.
Brett Maher came into the week leading punter in the CFL. This bounce is near the sideline. 4:24 to go, opening quarter. Little Thursday night football. Week 3 in the CFL. Guy who's jacked up, playing for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Andrew Harris. Given the ball, he makes plays. Thursday night football continues. On TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. Here we are at Tim Hortons Field. Young and old on hand here tonight. Packed house again. Seeking their 19th straight sellout here. There's Andrew Harris, left side, and brought down near the 35-yard line. New middle linebacker Larry Dean first to get to Andrew Harris.
Well, it looked like on that toss, they had the tackle, Stanley Bryant, pulling around. But he's out there too fast. He beats the linebacker to the spot, runs right by him. Dean comes in behind him and makes the tackle.
3-point ball game. Missed field goal return. And a field goal made. All the scoring so far. We have a whistle and a penalty.
Illegal procedure. Winnipeg number 66. He was pointing when the ball was snapped. This is a 5-yard penalty. Second down repeated.
Well, Stanley Bryant in on this play again. There's that point. They have given some leniency to the O-linemen now this season. in their stances, but not that time. Willie behind cover. Throws in, that's almost picked off. Misfire again from the Bomber quarterback, and so they'll kick it away.
Well, Ticats were trying to bring some pressure from the secondary that time. It's picked up, but Willie nonetheless looking to get the ball out quickly. Just a little high on the delivery.
How about Brandon Banks, that missed field goal? The longest play of his career.
Officially 120 yards.
Looking to do it again. Banks makes a couple miss. Downfield quickly. Penalty flag down again. Banks now has 8 kick return touchdowns in 40 career regular season games. 1 every
5 games.
Good math, my man. Good math. Well, one of the additions to this great stadium this season, the alumni room, the clubhouse. Dwayne Ford, you're an alumnus. We could actually get a spot on that couch.
I could get me a spot.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Look at that. All the great names and great players. There's the Wall of Honor and names like Mosca and DiPietro, Grover Covington, Tommy Joe Coffey, guy who played here and in Toronto as well, Mike O'Shea. Local guy, Orlando Steinauer, played on both sides of the Argo-Ticat rivalry. Now the defensive coordinator, of course, for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This is a great stadium. Cats did so well early on. Won their first 9 when it opened. Since that time, on 2-5. Tasker now hanging on to that football.
Nice delivery there. Masoli to Tasker, working out of that slot. Nice protection as well. CJ Gable, the running back, in to pick up the blitz from linebacker Mo Leggett on the backside of that protection.
Gain of 14, 1st and 10 from their 42. That's the Ticats' first down tonight. Masoli, slant pattern. Chad Owens, his second catch up near the 52, right at the first down marker. Might be a bit shy.
Now look at that Blue Bomber defense. 3 newcomers on that D-line, including CFL veterans Keith Sholigan, Euclid Cummings on the inside. Khalil Bass, a monster year last season. He's at middle linebacker, moving in from the weak side. The former Argo Travis Hawkins into the lineup at halfback this week.
Bruce Johnson's hurt, so Hawkins comes in that spot as they plunge for that first down.
Offside. Winnipeg number 91. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Adrian Hubbard was offside. There he is. Former national champion in the United States with Nick Saban in the Alabama Crimson Tide. Consecutive years. Inside Bomber territory barely. 5 receivers set for Masoli. Now the rush. He escapes. Penalty flag. This will come back. Looks like a hold in the backfield. It's a holding call. This is going to be negated. Masoli can get out of those jams very quickly. Pocket collapses.
Holding.
He was gone.
Hamilton, number 67, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
He can't block me low! He can't block me low! He can't block me low!
Oh, Pete Diakowski, senior member of this Hamilton Tiger Cat team, the man who's flagged. And the thing you like about this from a Winnipeg perspective is they're getting this pressure and forcing this situation with just a 4-man rush. You see Euclid Cummings got the edge on him. Diakowski had to grab some cloth to prevent a hit on his quarterback.
1st and 20, Masoli. Oh, what a catch, and another flag on the far side. Andy Fantuz looks over at that piece of nylon sitting over at the 44. See what this one's all about.
Offside. Winnipeg, number 55. Penalties decline. Second down.
So 15 on the play, better than the penalty. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 now. Masoli sends out 6. The rush comes from the edge, and they were bringing the heat. Chris Randall, or not Chris Randall, rather. And Hamilton is going to kick.
Winnipeg just loaded up the line of scrimmage. Brought an extra man. Masoli was looking to throw hot. He get it out of his hands quickly, but didn't have an open receiver to get it to.
Too far for a field goal, so Maher has got a good angle on this, but it drifts into the end zone for a single point. But again, a penalty back near the 54-yard line. Week 3 kicks off, a doubleheader tonight. Thursday Night Football presented by The Brick. Coming up tonight, we got the Argos and BC take on the Lions. Start the season 2-0. That's right after this one. Tomorrow, again, another doubleheader. Stampeders Red Blacks and the Rough Riders in Edmonton. Be a very interesting game at Commonwealth Stadium. Chris Jones makes his return. We'll have a special look at Chris Jones and the journey to the Cup in Edmonton, and then to his move to Regina. It's coming up at halftime.
While the ball was in the air, holding Winnipeg number 49. The penalty will be enforced from the 10-yard line, back half the distance. First down Winnipeg from the 5.
A tough turn of events there. Special teams penalty against Shayon Green, rookie defensive end.
.24 seconds ticking down here. Long field for the Bombers. Hand off to Harris. Pat Neufeld trying to give him a little boost. He does. Maybe picked up an extra yard after Neufeld was able to bring him to the turf, his own teammate.
Well, and you see a different look here from the Tiger Cats. They've got 3 men down. The extra defensive end, Adrian Tracy, lines up in behind as a linebacker. Works out perfectly here. He reads, scrapes, mirrors Andrew Harris. He ends up being the free man that makes that initial contact behind the line of scrimmage.
Willie out of the backfield. There's Harris. Cut back. And up near the 20-yard line, Andrew Harris gets the Bombers out of a big hole. That's the final play of the opening quarter. Boy, we saw some big plays. Missed field goal. Brandon Banks takes it back. Bombers trying to claw back in Hamilton. 7-4 Ticats. Thanks to Speedy B on Thursday Night Football. Presented by The Brick. First quarter numbers. Winnipeg Blue Bombers actually dominating in the yardage territory, but the big yards, 120 accumulated by Brandon Banks on a missed field goal return. 1 return touchdown every 5 games. That's a pretty good mark for a guy who has done nothing but electrify CFL fans since he came into the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a Hamilton team that, as we said last Friday, when they played their Week 2 game against the BC Lions, there seemed to be no spark for the Hamilton Ticats in any of the 3 phases of the game. Brandon Banks is a guy who in the past has demonstrated he can provide that, and he certainly delivered it here for the Ticats tonight. Situation after an early fumble where they could have been giving up early points, but instead it's Banks with that huge play to get them out to an early lead.
Credit the Bombers, though, for rallying back, putting points on the board. Their defense keeping them in. 8-4 score here. And Andrew Harris pounding that right side. Quentin Pointer on the corner with the initial contact as well. There's Pointer as opposed to Quentin Porter, who used to be here as a quarterback. No relation. UNLV product. Second down and 7 from the 24. Willie has time. Again, out of the backfield is Harris. And he dives for the first down. And one of the best two-way backs, regardless of passport, the CFL has seen.
Well, getting Andrew Harris involved, as you've seen, is a key for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offensively. To me, this is a guy through whom their offense needs to run. We've seen him with the run game, the pass game. He's going to be the catalyst for this team offensively.
Ryan Smith, quick hitter. Johnny Sears wrapped him up. It'll be second down again for the Blue Bombers.
And this has been the game plan for the Blue Bombers as far as the passing game thus far, is getting that ball out quickly. Here it's going to be a quick slant. Watch the left side of your screen. Free man for Ryan Smith with that quick bend in. He's got leverage on his defender. Easy to throw that hot route before the unblocked man can get there.
They'll give the shovel pass inside again to Smith. They like this play. Paul LaPolice, the offensive coordinator, and Drew Willie just flips it to his slot back. Operates kind of like a scat back at times. There's Lapo. Comes back to Winnipeg. Former head coach, now the OC, and he's upstairs tonight. Seen him on the sidelines already a bit this season. Calling plays from the box. First and 10, Winnipeg. Four-man rush, Hamilton. Willie is hammered. Big sack, Drake Nevis.
You're going to see Drake Nevis from his D tackle spot. But watch, the two linemen are looking to make a switch. Here, guard passes him off, but the center doesn't get turned in time. The result is that Drake Nevis is free. Absolutely crushes Drew Willie.
Former Indianapolis Colt Drake Nevis, some partial playing time last year. And Rory Colhert is ripped down by Emmanuel Davis. So Colhert has the catch, but the sack hurt. By the way, that is the 9th sack that that Drew Willie has taken this season. That's the most by any quarterback in the CFL. 3 weeks in.
Well, part of that is when you're playing from behind, throwing the ball a lot, and obvious passing situations when you're trying to catch up. It gives the edge to the defense, particularly the pass rushers.
Justin Medlock in his homecoming. Brandon Banks going backwards. Corralled this time. And another penalty flag. Early second quarter here tonight. The Blue Bombers, 2 first games, they've been behind early and have finished strong. This guy comes down the road from Toronto to Hamilton. Flying Hawaiian, still flying around on Thursday Night Football. Last couple of years, Justin Medlock has been a big name in Hamilton. Went to Winnipeg in the offseason, a reunion with his ex-teammates, former All-Star. Got a chance to see some of the old Cats before kickoff. So old special teams coach Jeff Reinbold.
Doing the full tour.
There's something you don't see very often. That's the last time those guys will ever, by the way, shake hands.
That's right.
Because they're in his ear now. So the return of Justin Medlock for Justin is spoiled tonight by a return by Brandon Banks. Medlock, though, could still figure prominently in this one. The most accurate kicker in CFL history. Andy Fantuz.
There may have been a late hit on this play as well. Masoli got tagged just after he threw that football.
Foul. Roughing the passer. Winnipeg number 94. 15-yard penalty enforced from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
So Euclid Cummings, defensive tackle, is going to arrive coming from right to left on your screen. Masoli able to get rid of the ball just ahead of that shot. Another
flag. This time Masoli goes down. He is sacked. Celebration in the backfield. Jamal Westerman, who had 17 sacks a year ago, but let's see this flag. We've had a number of plays here with flags on them.
Offside. Hamilton, number 1. Penalties decline. 2nd down.
So credit that sack to Westerman.
When they schemed it and timed it up perfectly, Westerman's going to sneak inside. Linebacker Wild comes up on the end to create a 5-man front, mess with that blocking scheme a little bit. You'll see both those guys end up getting in on the pressure as Wild flushes Masoli right into Westerman.
6 receivers this time for Masoli. And in traffic, looking for Taekwon Underwood. He can't haul that in. 7-4 game right now. Just to update that score again, remember that penalty on that kick that was originally deemed a rouge, a single. So it is 7-4, 3-point game, 10.5 to go before halftime. Beautiful night in Steeltown. Great night for football. And a little sticky out here tonight. Quincy McDuffie, the former Cat. McDuffie now trying to pull a Brandon Banks. And he certainly is capable. Great return by McDuffie, a return of 31, a kick by 42. Bombers looking to add some points here tonight in Hamilton. Time with the boys, the GMC Precision Playbook. Schultze on base and basics. The importance of keeping a wide, mobile, lower base. Those old linemen, and also that special feature, Brian Williams. And Chris Jones spent some time down south.
Did you say Brian Williams?
Brian Williams at halftime. 1st and 10. Davis. And again, a proliferation of penalty flags tonight.
That one down on the far side, right near the line of scrimmage.
Offside. Hamilton, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Johnny Sears, again, that former Bomber. You know, Drew Willie's got some pretty good numbers going here tonight. He just can't find the house.
Yeah, off to a great start, completing 75% of his passes, 12 of 16. Again, largely the short game. 12 completions, 86 yards thus far for the Bomber QB.
3 receivers, top of the screen. He looks left. The quick hitter to Smith. Ryan Smith has become a focal point of this offense with Drew Willie. Into the 3rd week, they'll move the sticks. They'll get into formation quickly here. No huddle, high tempo. They'll hand it off up the gut on 1st down. Bombers wasting no time, Dwayne Ford. They'll huddle up quickly, but they'll get to the line quickly too.
Well, they've been nickel and diming their way here. Remember, it started with that 30-plus yard return from McDuffie.
Willie looks one way, then over the top. On 2nd down again. And Dressler can't bring it in. That was in tight coverage.
Drew Willie suggesting that Johnny Sears was in too quickly on this one.
Bombers looking to the sideline, thinking there might be a challenge of sorts, and Mike O'Shea did throw the challenge flag. Just picked it up. We'll talk with Andre Proulx.
Winnipeg is challenging the ruling on the field. They believe there was defensive pass interference on their receiver number 7. The play will be reviewed.
Well, an important challenge. If they win, they keep the drive going. If not, they kick a field goal. We'll have the verdict when we come back. Awaiting Mike O'Shea's challenge. He didn't look that convinced as we were going to commercial.
Well, clearly a close call, but I think maybe what swayed Mike O'Shea is the field position, the chance to keep a drive going and get points here. Watch from the left side of your screen as Dressler crosses into the middle, right on the hash marks. To me, that's going to be a tough one to overturn.
Like a bang play.
After review, there was pass interference by the defense. Hamilton number 3. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced. Automatic first down.
What a difference from a field goal attempt to keeping this drive going.
I feel a little bit like we're splitting hairs here.
Ken Austin can't believe it. Bombers on a successful challenge by O'Shea. Ball is going to be spotted on the far hash near the 13-yard line. Again, a Bomber team that has fallen behind big in their first 2 games of the season. Down 18 to Montreal, had to fight back. Down 29 to Calgary. Scraped back, but came up short. They've weathered the storm here in many ways. After the Brandon Banks return, they have a chance to take a shot at the end zone now.
And it was this opportunity that, as I said, I'm sure swayed Mike O'Shea if he was sitting on the fence about whether to throw that challenge flag. Got the chance to put his team in a very good position to score a touchdown rather than settling for another field goal.
Mike O'Shea was arguing the spot of the ball, saying it should be near the near hash. We know Mike O'Shea pretty well. He could be an official if he in his spare time. He knows the rules better than most.
Well, has always been very aware of game situations, etc. Very cerebral as a player. Obviously, that carries over as a coach. Now we'll see if they use the fact that the right side of the field is the wide side. Drew Willie's front side as a right-handed quarterback.
He's going there, now comes to the other side. In pursuit, he throws, and it was caught for a moment. And Larry Dean, tight coverage on Jace Davis. It's incomplete.
Well, you're going to see penetration as Drew Willie is trying to roll to his right, but there's going to be penetration. I believe it was Ted Laurent, D tackle, that got enough penetration to cut that off and force Willie, it's Nevis, the other D tackle, got penetration, forced Willie to go back to that boundary side of the field.
Now it clears out the backfield. Andrew Harris with some running room. And Andrew Harris, Simone Lawrence, major collision. And again, Bombers' drive will end here, and it'll be a chip shot for Justin Medlock to tie this game. Simone Lawrence with the crack, and he was up and jawing. Again, the Bombers unable to get to the end zone. Medlock. The ex-Cat, easily done. His only blemish, that 50-yard miss earlier, cost them a touchdown. That's the only touchdown of the game. We're back to square one, 7-7.
Medlock supplying all the points thus far. Medlock missed supplying
all the points in the game.
The points for the Tiger Cats. Rather eventful return to Tim Hortons Field. Justin Medlock, a guy who, of course, went to Winnipeg as a free agent during the offseason. One of those tough decisions the Cats had to make is their number one free agent priority was to get Ted Laurent, defensive tackle, re-signed, but they knew that in order to satisfy Laurent's contract demands, they were going to have to let a couple of their other guys walk. Medlock, one of the biggest losses for this team.
Well, he was money around here. Part of that team that went to the Grey Cup, of course, in 2014. Of course, lost to the Calgary Stampeders in a dramatic game. Brandon Banks is back. Medlock looking down there. Will he kick it to him? 16's got it. And they've got 16. Right at the 20-yard line, a return of 11. Let's go to the sideline with more on Justin Medlock. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
You know, on Medlock and some of his idiosyncratic tendencies, we asked Weston Dressler what was the thing that really caught his eye the most, since the fact that Dressler is his holder now. And Dressler said it's the earplugs that Medlock wears. When Medlock was down in the NFL, plenty of NFL kickers told him you should really get some earplugs. Medlock didn't think much about it until he came to Hamilton, and a couple of fans in particular were in his ear. Home fans were in his ear quite a bit. Medlock put the earplugs in, says it keeps him centered now, and he wears it home and away. Guys?
Blackie, is it true that you wear those around the house?
I do.
Deal with your wife and kids?
A lot of kids. It's amazing how quiet that house gets. But that's interesting, and as he said, that a lot of NFL kickers have resorted to that. Some of those places they play are so loud. You can see the earplugs that Medlock has. He was probably hearing it from the Hamilton fans after the Brandon Banks touchdown. Justin Medlock, class guy, great kicker.
Always ready for
Masoli. Crossing pattern. There goes Banks. Banks out of bounds. Does it on a return, does it on a reception, 20 yards.
Well, and I like the way they use C.J. Gable here. He's going to run deep. That's going to clear everything out underneath to allow the Cats to drag Brandon Banks across into the area from which Gable has pulled the defenders. Open field, great use of Banks' speed with the crossing route as well.
There's a rush again. Underwood under cover, again out of bounds. 6:23 to go before halftime. Ticats moving the ball now.
Let's see if Jeremiah Masoli can find his groove. Young man completed 15 straight in one stretch. The second half against Toronto in week 1. Tough time in week 2 with a couple interceptions against BC.
10 for 12 now. Over 100 yards passing for Jeremiah Masoli. Chad Owens. Third catch of the night.
And you'll see nice pocket presence here by the quarterback as there's going to be pressure coming off this side, free man. So Masoli just shuffles a little bit to his right just before he throws this. He knows that the pressure's coming. He takes a peek. Just slides over just to buy an extra split second before that defender can get to him to be able to make that throw.
Ticats are looking at Taekwondo on his left side.
Masoli to Tasker. Luke Tasker, who fumbled on his first catch. Eventually, they'll let the Banks touchdown. Gets a fresh set of downs again. Former Cornell star Luke Tasker has done nothing but star in this Cats receiving corps since coming north. 1,000 yards last year, 6 touchdowns for Luke Tasker. Son of former NFLer Steve. Play action for Masoli. Taking a deep shot. He's got Banks. Throw was errant, but Banks would have had another touchdown. So quick.
And you get a sense that the Tiger Cats are trying to set up here as they bring in, right in that bubble, extra offensive lineman as a tight end plus the fullback, CO Prime. They're going max protect on that side. They need that in order to hold those blocks a little bit longer to take that deep shot.
Just ahead of him by a couple steps. Throwing down, 2nd and 10. Play clock comes down to 5. Here comes the heat. Masoli out of the pocket, and he fumbles. Loose ball. The Bombers get it back, it looks like. Winnipeg football. Masoli flushed out of the pocket, and up with it is Euclid Cummings. Jeremiah Masoli trying to take off, drag down, fumbled the ball.
Linebacker Ian Wild, who came up with a fumble recovery earlier in this ball game. He's the man in pursuit. He comes up with the strip this time, so a forced fumble and a fumble recovery already for the Bomber weak side linebacker.
Second recovery of the night for Winnipeg. Here comes the blitz. There goes the ball. In tight coverage, Dressler. Ian Wild. Mercyhurst College. And that guy, Euclid Cummings.
What up, mom? No, I love you.
Georgia Tech star. This will be a first down for the Bombers.
And we're seeing the total package from Andrew Harris so far in this ball game. He's caught a couple passes, nice grinding run there. He had a great blitz pickup on the previous play.
10 touches for 48. Harris and Dressler again, and just great to see Weston Dressler back with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Missed last week, but this hit, his third catch as a Bomber. Spoiled opening night for him and Bomber fans.
A scary week one moment there, but great to see Dressler not out long term with that injury.
Willie scrambling now. There's a penalty flag though downfield and in the area of interference perhaps as we get close to the 3-minute warning. Willie slow to get up. Remember, it was week 7 here in Hamilton when Willie was lost for the season against the Tiger Cats. Knee injury last year. That is the warning. We'll have the penalty and more when we come back.
Getting closer to halftime. Once Matt and Jock are done with their game, they'll talk about the one you've been watching, also the GMC Playbook, and Brian Williams with more on the pride of South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Chris Jones about to head back to Edmonton with his Rough Riders tomorrow night. Back to Rod and Dwayne.
All right, thank you so much. Look forward to that coming up at the half. Interference call before we went for the 3-minute warning, so moves the ball down to the 43 for Winnipeg. First and 10. Willie, lots of time now. Goes over the top. Dangerous toss that time. Was looking for Darvin Adams. Larry Dean got in the way of that.
Well, you'll see two receivers in close quarters. Ryan Smith coming off this side. Adams coming off this side. End up in pretty close quarters. Looked like Willie looked off. Smith feeling that he was covered initially. They tried to force that one in a little bit to Adams in a tight spot.
Well, another second down conversion for the Bombers. And a shoot top attempt. Harris can't scoop it up. The drive ends here once more. Now we'll bring out the former Cat once again, Justin Medlock. Another long field goal attempt.
Well, it's interesting to see. I mean, we know that this is within Justin Medlock's range, but sometimes when you're dealing with a return guy like Brandon Banks, the range from which you will try a field goal becomes a little bit shorter because it becomes that much harder to cover. Given what Banks has already done in this game, bit of a gamble for the Bombers to kick.
Are they playing with fire? He's got it again. Goes behind the goalpost and isn't going anywhere this time. He gives up the single. So Justin Medlock comes back to Hamilton. He's missed a couple of field goals already. Well, the season premiere of Suits, Wednesday at 9 p.m. All new episodes of the show critics call terrific, slick, sexy, and as engaging as ever. In other words, it's Dwayne Ford.
I wish. Black.
July 13th on Bravo. Well, Justin Medlock, not the dream return so far by any stretch. Those earplugs mandatory tonight. Hear it from those Cat fans. But Winnipeg does have a 1-point lead. Masoli quickly out of the pocket. Throws across the grain. Always a tough toss. It'll be second down with 2:04 to go before halftime.
Now you see the Tiger Cats try and move Masoli around a little bit. They brought down Andy Fantuz, the slot back, to try and crack on the defensive end that time to help get the edge.
Masoli. Oh, that's picked. That is picked, and that could be 6. That is 6. Touchdown, Maurice Leggett. The Bombers find the end zone with their D, and Mo Leggett, pick 6.
Well, this may be the easiest pick of Maurice Leggett's career. As you'll see, he barely moved. Watch the linebacker right there on the logo, and he's just waiting. You're going to see Chad Owens runs up and runs a hook right beside him. He takes about 5 steps. Just lurking, waiting on that one. Turns into a huge defensive play for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Good shit, Mo.
Bombers pride themselves in that D. Medlock, 32-yard point after is good. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers turning turnovers into points. Hamilton Tiger Cats sloppy with the football here tonight.
Well, here you'll get a look. It'll be on the right side of your screen, but Mo Leggett is right there, the linebacker, and he's just going to hang there until he sees Masoli looking that way, comes underneath it, and he is off to the races. Leggett, guy who started his career here in the CFL a couple of years ago as a free safety. Moved down into the box as that strong side or nickel linebacker last season.
Back up, we back up.
Demonstrating that he has settled very nicely into that role.
Happy anniversary. Hey, y'all see him? Hey.
So the Tiger Cats, home crowd silenced again. Considering they exploded early in the game on the return by Banks. Bomber D has come up with some big plays. The biggest by Mo Leggett. This is going to get some backspin, and
great heads-up play.
What a play! Because the Bombers were onside.
Well, kickoff, as soon as it goes 10 yards, that ball is fair game. It's not like a punt where you've got to give 5 yards. So as a return man, you've got to be aware that's a great heads-up play by Macho Harris.
Macho Man comes up with a huge play here, and the Bomber offense is back on the field.
Now keep an eye along that left sideline. The ball bounces, and I know the returner, Banks, he's hoping that's going to bounce out of bounds, which would be a penalty against the Bombers, but it takes a great Winnipeg bounce straight up instead of going laterally, and Harris with a heads-up play to recognize he can grab that on the spot.
What backspin on that? That was like a pitching wedge. The kick from Justin Medlock. What a turn of events here in Hamilton. Bombers Drew Willie now settles back in the pocket again. Shotgun and over the top. He had Colehurt because the Cats were coming.
Here you'll see the bounce. Again, Banks hesitates on the bounce, and completely understandable why when you're a returner.
Kyle, what's up, baby?
You're hoping that ball is going to bounce out of bounds when it hits that close to the sidelines, but
Willie fires, caught. Davis inside the 5. Tim Hortons' field right now is absolutely silent.
And we'll take a look at Drew Willie's view on this one. He's going to hit Jace Davis on the crosser right on that hash mark. Great read, great throw. Bombers on the doorstep.
Oh, bad snap. Willie had a pounce on it. Well, the Bombers have been able to move the ball here tonight, but again, statistically, last season and into this season, keep in mind they had the quarterback carousel last year. These are areas where the Bombers have had struggled trying to get touchdowns, trying to get points, and usually it's been self-inflicted. Drew Willie now looking to pounce here. Second down. Another quick hitter, Dressler, looking for a flag. He's not getting one.
Well, Quentin Pointer on the hot seat, playing that boundary corner spot. Matching up with Dressler, they're just looking to go quick slant here, take advantage of that leverage. The rookie defender able to break that one up.
So the best the Bombers are going to do, in that bad snap was costly. So close, and that second down, incomplete.
Yeah, and I suspect that the issue with the snap came for the young center Gosen, because Hamilton from this field position is lining up defenders in both A-gaps, are really stacking things up on the inside, so he knows he's got a step to get to someone quickly and shut down the A-gap.
Well, Mike O'Shea probably heard something from upstairs. Dressler was looking for that interference call, and O'Shea's going for another challenge here. It's been successful on one.
This is the feeling, if you got the call on that one on Johnny Sears earlier, this one to me looked
Winnipeg
like Pointer was earlier than Sears was.
Ruling on the field. They believe there was a defensive pass on Winnipeg number 7. The play will be reviewed.
Well, again, keep in mind, let's remember what happened with Sears earlier. And you're right, this looked earlier than that previous one.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that they overturned the previous one, but this one, Pointer does look a little early.
Had that arm in there. Looked like before that ball
and again,
got to Dressler.
That's in slow motion, so it's a matter of literally a split second that he's early, but they still maintain the one on Sears that got overturned was closer than that.
Well, the reason why video review, there it is, ball, boy. Here's real speed, real time.
The question in that split second, does Pointer get his right hand on that ball before he touches the receiver?
It appeared like he actually did. So awaiting CFL Command's decision. And I know it worked on the first one for Mike O'Shea, but boy, you start challenging all those bang bangs.
Yeah, well, and again on this one to me, based on the precedent set within this game, it hinges on whether Pointer touched the ball with his right hand when he came
After
through.
review, there was pass interference. Hamilton number 29. The ball will be placed on the 4-yard line. Automatic first down.
So Mike O'Shea winning the battle of the yellow flag here tonight. Challenge again, 2 successful challenges. And again, it prevents a possible field goal attempt. Bombers have not had a lead at halftime early in this season. minute 13 away from that. And a chance here to build a big lead.
I've maintained a lot of the Bombers' problems in the early part of this season have been caused by having to play from behind.
They'll hand it off to Ryan Smith. That play's going nowhere. Drake Nevis brought him down. Tackle for a loss.
Well, Drake Nevis is a guy that Kent Austin raved about all last season. His defensive tackle spot. Great swim move to get to the backside on that one.
Andrew Harris staying for blocking help. Willie to Smith. He'll score. Touchdown, Winnipeg. What a wild first half for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in terms of swings of emotion.
Absolutely.
From the challenge flags, from the return that went 120 yards by Banks, and the resilience paying off for Winnipeg.
Well, this is a great...
Look at that catch.
It's like Drew Willie forced it in there. Forced it into his arms.
Like Velcro.
Well, I mean, Smith isn't even looking.
I can't believe that catch.
Drew Willie just placed that right in his arm.
Hey, Ma, look what I got. That catch told you everything about the first half for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Well,
they'll take it.
Absolutely. I mean, they got the bounce on that kickoff, then it stayed in bounds and into the arms of Macho Harris. And
Watch
this one, not even looking for the ball.
It was like a magician's sleight of hand. Now you see it? Oh, there it is. Now you see me in the end zone. That's crazy.
I mean, I've heard of no-look passes, but never before a no-look catch.
No-look catch. Ryan Smith will take it. So will the Blue Bombers. Sleight of hand in Hamilton.
He didn't even look down.
Man.
I didn't look down. I was waiting for the pick. Exactly. Did you see that? I didn't look. The ball hit me.
Yeah, we saw it, Ryan.
Yeah, the secret's out.
You'll be seeing it for a while tonight. I think highlight of the night material. Trying to get some points back, and there he goes once more. Knocked out of bounds by his former teammate, preventing another great return. But a good return from Brandon Banks. And with 39 to go, the Ticats do have some time to put points on the board.
Shout out to Bison Nation. That was for you. Don't know a little catch.
And this says it all. That through the first 2 weeks of the season, Bombers outscored through the first 3 quarters 55-11. Then finishing strong here. The strong start, and obviously hoping that they can keep that strong back end trend alive.
.39 to go now. Chance to get to the end zone. Brandon Banks slips up in the backfield and then is smothered.
Kind of a risky play in a clock management situation for Hamilton.
Soling. Oh. They're saying it's a catch by Banks. And with 21 to go, 3rd down, Brett Maher They're taking a look to see if that was caught. Maher, who last Friday in the Wind Bowl was 0 for 3. 48-yarder here. His kick is up, and he puts it through. On the final play of the first half, the Ticats had all the energy early, thanks to Brandon Banks. The Blue Bombers score 15 points in a minute 23, including a no-look catch by Ryan Smith, his first touchdown as a Winnipeg Blue Bomber. The boys at halftime. Now you see them next.
Coming up later tonight, part 2 of our doubleheader. Toronto Argonauts coming off a win in Saskatchewan, taking on the 2-0 BC Lions, leading the West. That's due up from Vancouver at 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Ryan Smith, how about this play, Jock?
I don't want to ever hear a quarterback say, I can throw it to you, but I can't catch it for you. I don't want to ever hear you say that again, Dunnigan, because you can throw it and catch it for a guy.
Stick it on him.
He never even looks at the football or the quarterback. I have never seen a play like that in my entire life.
We're coming unglued in here.
Yeah, referred to, I believe, by Dwayne Ford as the Velcro catch. But, yeah, that's what it looked like. It just stuck on his hip, and he took it in. And I tell you, Rod Smith back with Jock Climby and Matt Dunnigan, and Winnipeg stunning the Ticats in Hamilton now, Matty. Special teams have been big, but defense for the Bombers has been big as well.
I think that's the strength of the football team. 2.5 games in, and it was a Pennsylvania pounding. Ian Wild from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, had a great first half. Here I was screaming. I said I thought that was illegal participation because he's standing out of bounds, but it was deemed because of the turnover and the automatic review that he did touch the ball carrier, so he's able to come back in and make a play in the ball. And again, later, he chases down a very elusive Jeremiah Masoli on this play, causes another fumble, and the defense comes up big once again for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Just outstanding. And then here, you got your McKeesport. That's right there. That is Mo Leggett taking it to the house for his first pick six. His 7th career interception, and the defense was obviously on point, just making Jeremiah Masoli miserable again in the first half.
Well, the Bombers are doing a lot of little things well, and I wanted to talk about Andrew Harris because this is a guy who does the little things well, and I want young running backs to take note of what it is to be a great running back. It's not about the big, long plays necessarily. It's about what you do in these situations. You're framed, you need 3 yards, 4 yards for a first down. What you do? He splits it. My old receiver coach would say, knife it, knife it, knife it. And that's what he does. You got to take 2 guys and cut them in half, and that's how you get yards. And here it's yards after contact. This should be a 1-yard loss in the backfield. There are many running backs in this league who'd be caught in the backfield. What does he do? He plows forward for 3 yards. That's a huge 3-yard run. Looks like nothing. And then here, this is second down and medium. They need a first down. He's got contact right here, slipped by this guy, and then again. He's got 3 guys converging. He splits the seam and gets 4 more yards. It's about those small things. Right now, he's only got 10 touches, 50 yards. Not a huge night statistically, but for running backs, it's often the small things that actually determines greatness.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the stats brought to you by the Brick, saving you more. It's interesting, Winnipeg with that late charge. A couple of touchdowns defensively and offensively. And you see the Bombers, a lot more first downs and leading in those offensive categories as well. And the points off turnovers, too. Well, the big one for the Ticats, getting that missed field goal return for a touchdown, too. Let's go back to Rod Black.
All right, thank you, boys. Thursday night lights are on at Tim Hortons Field. Bombers leading the Hamilton Tiger Cats 22-10, a tale of turnovers and challenge flags, and a catch that we have never seen, and Ryan Smith did it neither.
Well, for me, it started right here. The interception by Mo Leggett. He takes that to the house. You just heard the boys talk about it. Big play there. That got the ball rolling. The ensuing kickoff. Great heads-up play by Macho Harris. And sometimes you got to be lucky to be good. Drew Willie puts it on the spot and it sticks. Ryan Smith takes it in.
We'll be watching that one on Sports Center for quite some time. Ryan Smith, he's been a highlight reel. He's had a few catches like that on Catches of the Year. If you didn't see it, can you call it a catch or just a stick? Second half underway here. McDuffie's already had one good return tonight. Fumbled football. Hamilton ball.
Is he down?
38-yard return. And the Tiger Cats, as the fans coming back in their seat, Mike O'Shea asking the question upstairs if Quincy McDuffie was down or not. We might see a challenge.
It looked like his knee went down just after, but the ball is punched out right here.
No, it's
Courtney Stephen very clearly out before he goes down. And Mike Daly with the recovery. Those two Canadian DBs team up to create the turnover.
First takeaway for the Ticats of the ball game. Committed 3 turnovers in the first half. And up the middle, C.J. Gable romps inside the 25-yard line.
Well, this is the guy that I found myself wondering a little bit where he was in the first half of this football game. C.J. Gable, let's get him involved. Dangerous offensive weapon. The Ticats get it done right here. Nice job by Mike Filer, the center, locking up his guy. Ryan Bauman up to second level on the linebacker, creating a seam through which C.J. Gable slices.
2 carries, -7 first half. 1 carry, +26 second half. Maybe got a yard on that play. Bombers spied him that time.
Good force there at the point of attack from Jamal Westerman, the defensive end. Demonstrating he is much more. Just a great pass rusher.
Cats quickly try to claw back here. Turnover, trying to turn it to points. Masoli over the top. Popped. Tasker inside the 5-yard line. It will be 1st and goal, Hamilton.
Well, Luke Tasker, the Ticats' leading receiver over the last couple of seasons, goes to work here.
5 catches, 50 yards for cool hands, Luke. Masoli sniffing the end zone now. There's the rush. Look out. Mo Leggett, another big play. Already his first CFL pick 6 in this game, and he has the sack.
Well, Bombers are going to start off. It looks like they've got 8 guys up at the line of scrimmage. Ticats with only 6 blockers. 1 drop, 7 come versus 6. They're unable to get that ball out in time.
2nd and goal, Cats. End zone, touchdown, Andy Fantuz.
What a beautiful ball from Jeremiah Masoli. Perfectly placed.
A ball that was just punted into the street by Andy Fantuz. Well, the Cats struck quickly in the first half and then flatlined. They strike quickly here in the 3rd quarter. What a throw.
Fantuz does a nice job taking advantage of the leverage, inside leverage of the defensive back, Travis Hawkins. He's trying to take away the middle. Fantuz sells that to get him to sit on his heels a little bit before he breaks it out, creates some separation. And again, well-placed pass from his quarterback.
Point after is good. 7 points off that turnover. Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Masoli makes them pay. Touchdown toss. Fantuz, his 2nd of the season.
Enjoy.
The Tiger Cats did a nice job here getting a 3-on-3 matchup into the short side of the field. You've got 1-2-3 versus 1-2-3. In terms of the routes, you're going to get Double ins, that leaves Fantouz isolated on the halfback. Hawkins going to the corner. He takes advantage of the DB's inside leverage, working to the outside. Masoli places it perfectly along that sideline.
Getting a chance to look at that coach's pad, the tablet that is used now on the sidelines this season. All 24 camera. Apologize for that live mic down there if you're offended by that. Live TV. Late flag. Looks like roughing on the tackle. So 22-17 the score.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Hamilton number 40, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Freddie Plessius had him wrapped up, and then that little extra lick. Terrell Davis.
Rookie out of UBC, Vanier Cup champion.
Winnipeg back to work. Andrew Harris stopped in his tracks.
Now, one of the keys to Winnipeg's success in the first half, when you think about the way this ball game started, was the way that they responded to some adversity. Got in some trouble with the missed field goal. Brandon Banks returns that for a touchdown. Bombers, even though they didn't come with a touchdown right away, they responded with a very good drive that took away the momentum. That's what they need here. Big second down play right now.
2nd and 14. Time for Willie. Delivers that ball. Strike right down the middle. Jace Davis. Looks like it's at the first down marker. Spot might be a little bit short here. It might be a third down. They might have to measure.
Watch off the right side of your screen. Number 1 Davis around the hash, just wrapping around the linebacker Lawrence. He gets in behind the linebacker and then makes that break in front of the secondary. Catch it between those two levels.
It is a first down. Just barely. Bombers, though, keep driving. Harris. Boy, it is one of those tough nights in the trenches, trying to find those gaps.
I'm a believer for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers that they need to remain committed to this ground game. Let their offensive line be physical, getting a little bit of a rhythm in that regard. Keep Andrew Harris involved and keep the pass rushers honest. Don't let them tee off on Drew Willie.
Willie goes over the top. Down too low for Weston Dressler. So they bring the ball out near the 50, but they're going to have to give it back to Hamilton here.
And on that play, Rod, you saw a little bit of the impact of being in that 2nd and long situation. Again, obvious pass down. The Bombers got body on a body and were able to block up their men, but the heat is coming. They really collapsed the pocket. You could tell Willie was feeling the pressure by the way he threw that football.
Justin Medlock launches from his 40. Low driving kick. Takes a good bounce. No return, out at the 15-yard line. Jeremiah Masoli had his offense clicking in the last drive, thanks to a big turnover. 22-17 on Thursday Night Football. Big run on the last drive by C.J. Gable. Looked like he was nicked up, but he's back in the huddle. Here's more with Matthew.
But keep an eye on him, guys, because when he was on the sidelines, the Ticats medical staff was tending to him, and he was in a lot of discomfort. Gable tried to stand up straight, was grimacing quite a bit. Tried to rotate his hips, was grimacing even more. But as you say, he's got his helmet on. He's in the backfield, guys.
In the pistol, behind Masoli and shotgun. Goes the other way. Swinging it up to Brandon Banks. Foot race now. Full sprint far sideline.
Well, we've We've certainly seen a little bit more of Brandon Banks as a receiver through the first 35-40 minutes of this ball game. Nice job by Macho Harris, a free safety, to get over there and support.
Banks doing it all here tonight. Go back to that side once more, this time for Tyquan Underwood, former Rutgers star. Drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. Just short of a first down. Second and short yardage, fumbled. Winnipeg has it. Julian Posey.
The former Ticat comes up with that one. Turnovers got it started for the Bombers in the first half.
Kent's biting his lip. Ball slipped out. Winnipeg got it back.
Jeremiah Masoli, short yardage situation here. It looks like he just loses the handle on the ball. We know a hot night here could be, quite frankly, just sweat getting on the football at this point in the game. The ball getting a little bit slick in that situation. Another big turnover here for the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense.
Bombers ahead 22-17. Fourth turnover created. And out of the backfield, taking a lick. Winnipeg will only get a minimal gain here. Chris Norman.
Yeah, the fullback Normand on the left side of the quarterback. He's going to sneak out late here. He's got the check release, no one coming. Get out of there and space the field a little bit. By that point, Simone Lawrence is coming downhill in a hurry.
Fourth round pick of the Bombers, Christophe Normand from Laval-Rougeot last year. Out pattern, Jace Davis clobbered as he caught that ball. Quentin Pointer. And so again, Justin Medlock very busy. An adventurous, interesting night for Medlock in his return.
A couple of long misses, one of which proved costly, of course, leading to the 120-yard missed field goal return from Brandon Banks.
And then the pitching wedge kickoff. The backspin. This one will come from just outside the 38. Medlock, though, money here. And this guy knows this stadium and the winds and the way they can swirl. But tonight, no wind. But he's back in town. Medlock makes good here. The lead is 25-17. Thursday Night Football continues, presented by The Brick. After this one, the Argos are in BC Place. Tomorrow, we're in Ottawa, young man. Red Blacks, Stampeders, and Chris Jones back in Edmonton tomorrow night. Double doubles today and tomorrow on TSN, week 3 in the Canadian Football League. Brandon Banks took one to the house earlier on a missed field goal. 25-17 right now, Winnipeg. Midway through the third quarter. And what has turned out to be an absolutely great night for football here in Steeltown. Weather's cooled down now. Nary a breeze. Medlock with a couple of misses, but a couple of makes that have been critical. plugs in, locked in. Big leg. Banks trying to find a seam. There it is, and hauled down from behind. Brandon Banks, a 35-yard return brought down by Adrian Hubbard.
Brandon Banks played an important factor in this ball game. Of course, touchdown for the Ticats on a return in the first half. Been busy as a receiver here as well. Had a big return at the end of the half that set up a field goal.
Little fake on a counter here. Banks, of course. Normally, this Hamilton team would be lining up with Zach Collaros, but Kent Austin saying that Collaros is starting to work out. Saw him before the game. He's got the knee brace on. Still a week or two away from full workouts with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. But as they wait on Collaros, there's Zach. Jeremiah Masoli is the guy, as he was in the postseason last year. Almost led them to the Grey Cup game. Far side. Underwood. Even though Masoli doesn't have a lot of career starts, quarterback out of Mississippi, also played in Oregon, but when he was in Mississippi, some great college numbers. And Masoli gaining some trust from his teammates. This is his 4th career start. 17 of 21. Good percentage. The pick 6 though haunts him. And there's another pick. Julian Posey.
The call on the field is...
Posey's taking it to the end zone, but the whistle had blown. And a challenge flag coming out. Kent Austin's going to challenge here. Confusion on both sides. The Bombers looking to the sideline.
Hamilton is challenging the ruling on the field. They believe the defensive pass interference occurred on their receiver number 2. The play will be reviewed.
So command takes it from here. Julian Posey in the right spot once again. That looked like a...
Well, there was definitely some contact on Owens before the ball is thrown. See, Chad Owens is trying to work. He's going to try and work towards the inside of the field.
And Posey looked like he had the ball. Not sure if he maintained possession. You're going to get a better look here. This ball comes toward you. That's an interception. So Winnipeg challenging, or Hamilton challenging rather, interference.
Well, linebacker Ian Wild definitely made contact. Attempted to impede Chad Owens prior to that ball being thrown. Again, Owens is coming from the slot. Wild starts off right at the end of the line, top of the line. And the line of scrimmage drops off, and right there, you see that right arm.
All right, counselor, a good defense lawyer. Guess it's an offense lawyer right now. Based on the evidence that we have seen tonight, precedent setting, what do you think about that?
I would think this would be a successful challenge.
Well, Kent Austin certainly thinking that too. Throw that yellow challenge flag. 2 went the way of his opposing coach, Mike O'Shea, tonight. They're just listening in. We're going to get the verdict from the real jury, the CFL command, right now.
After review, there was defensive pass interference on Winnipeg number 38, 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage, automatic first down.
3 of those challenges tonight. All all successful.
Well, as they say, this is the purpose of replay review, is to get the call correct.
Soley now signaling to the sideline, looking for a play. Play comes through that helmet. Speakers in it. First and 10. Oh, man! Keith Sholigan crushes C.J. Gable, which is deemed an incomplete pass. A thunderous jolt.
Well, the idea of the cross motion with Brandon Banks is to create some confusion and misdirection, but you'll see that Keith Sholigan, right in that A gap, was not fooled at all.
Can you say pancake? Masoli in trouble, flushed, decides to go, and he'll get the first down. Like he was going to stay in bounds a little longer there. Masoli goes running.
Well, Masoli's demonstrated a couple times tonight he can do some damage with his legs. And speaking of doing damage, here's another look at the Keith Sholigan hit on C.J. Gable.
Boom. Sholigan, the former Saskatchewan Rough Rider and Ottawa Red Black, coming over in the offseason. Here's the blitz. And caught in another big hit. Anthony Woodson in the lineup for Hamilton tonight, a former Bomber, former Argo. Calgary Dino. Gain of 2 or 3 on the play.
Well, Woodson in the lineup with C.J. Gable shaken up a little bit. But again, you're going to see pressure off the backside. Watch Masoli drift a little bit to buy himself time. It's that pocket presence. He knows that's the free guy. He knows where that guy's coming from, so he knows he's got to move a little to his left just to buy enough time to get that pass away.
4 receivers to the right. They all look like they were offside. There's the flag. This is going to come back. Chad Owens scores. But the Tiger Cats were about 4 yards offside. This might be a little premature.
Offside. Winnipeg number 94.
Oh, they're calling
Penalties
Winnipeg.
Decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Euclid Cummings offside. Looked like the Cats had a head start, but Chad Owens has the touchdown.
Euclid Cummings at D tackle. First man to flinch, but the Tiger Cat receivers appeared to be way well past the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped as well.
And they review every touchdown.
Well, the next play has already happened.
Certainly from here, it looked like they had a head start. Watch the right side of your screen.
So
they're gone.
We know Cummings in the pit at D tackle. He's offside. We'll take a look at the all-24. Keep an eye on the Ticat receivers on the right side of the formation.
So they're saying that the Bombers jump first, offside there. And because of that, free play Tiger Cats. But still, the Cats also were over the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless.
Everybody back home watching this? Yeah! Let's go.
CO2 has another touchdown for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And it's a 1-point game.
Let's give him a chance, boy. Yeah, let's go.
3 minutes left, third quarter. McDuffie waiting for some blocks. Down at the 32. So Drew Willie, offense back out. Such a slow start to the game with the exception of the Banks return offensively. And now we've got some fireworks here tonight. Teams moving the ball and turnovers are proving costly.
into the third quarter yet. He's already put the ball up 30 times in this ball game.
Last team with the football might win this game. Adams up near the 50. First down.
A good start to this possession. Here's Adams. Quick slant on the corner. Pointer. I knew it was eventually going to happen.
Quentin Porter, of course, a longtime quarterback in this city with the Cats. Under the heading, where are they now? Willie. Harris. Again, Johnny Sears in on that tackle, the former Bomber. And we have an injured Ticat on the field. Two teams that came into this week with some urgency, even though it's early in the season. Hamilton at 1-1, Winnipeg at 0-2. Rico Murray is the injured Hamilton Tiger Cat.
Rico Murray can be a very difficult guy to replace for the Tiger Cats. Arguably their most versatile defender. He's a guy who has played multiple spots, whether it's been that nickel, cover linebacker position. He's played corner, boundary side. He's played halfback as well. So we'll see what the shuffle brings here. This Hamilton secondary.
Looking at that knee, they're going to bring him up. Get an update with Matthew Shinetti on Rico Murray.
Oh, good to see Rico jogging off at least. Johnny Sears will move down and take his spot at linebacker. Dominique Ellis moves in for Sears at halfback.
Second down. First down. Smith. This time he saw that football. Still can't get over the catch that Ryan Smith didn't see, and still made and got a touchdown late in that first half.
Brought down quickly, but nonetheless, another first down for Ryan Smith and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Drew Willie checks it down. Changes the play. Swings it out. Drawing a crowd again is Harris. Larry Dean is there again. Larry Dean taking over that middle linebacker spot this year for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Out of Valdosta State.
Of course, replaces Taylor Reed, who moved on to become a Calgary Stampeder in free agency. Dean, former Minnesota Viking.
Another second down here. Willie. Out pattern, had a couple of receivers in the vicinity, like he was looking for Smith. Now it'll be 3rd and 4, and a busy Justin Medlock returns.
Medlock looks to try and extend that lead. The Tiger Cats have shrunken down to 1 point here in the third quarter.
Three of 5 is Medlock. 2 misses from the 50. Just outside it. 47-yarder this time. A hold the kick and right down Main Street. 28-24 now. Despite that miss early, despite the kind of night it's become, that's why Justin Medlock is one of the best kickers this league has seen.
Well, we talked about the earplugs and the role that those play in terms of helping him focus, concentrate. But quite frankly, those qualities, those abilities are already strengths for Justin Medlock, and that's what's allowed him to be as successful as he's been in the CFL.
I know he was talking with us yesterday about the similarities to golf. He's done some caddying in the past. Kicking in golf, the mental side of it. Show a little of that golf ability earlier tonight. That kickoff bounded backwards. Anthony Woodson and Brandon Banks are back. CFL fans, young and old, here tonight. Tim Hortons Field, week 3 of the season. Should be the final play of this quarter. Another deep one down to the 5. Banks cuts back. 22-yard return. And that's it for 3 quarters. Close one here tonight in Hamilton. A lot of ebb and flow. Turnovers. Some big plays. Got it all here tonight. Thursday Night Football on TSN. Presented by the Brick. Rolls on from the Hammer in a moment. Well, a game that's had a little bit of everything here tonight. Points off turnovers. Winnipeg 10-7. A lot of twists and turns. Bombers lead 28-24 Thursday Night Football. And by the way, the Grey Cup, the Grey Trophy.
We've got the Grey Cup, baby.
In fact, this is one of several Earl Grey trophies. Now, the Grey Cup was donated back in the early 1900s by the Governor General of Canada, Earl Grey. He also had other trophies. A few years later, this was for horse racing. This is the Earl Grey Trophy, which happens to be here tonight. Completely unrelated to football, by the way. They have one for dance. They have one for skating.
Is there seriously one for dance?
There is. And also golf. The men's amateur trophy winner in Canada for golf wins the Earl Grey Trophy. So.
Now, another little known fact.
Okay, what is that?
Brian Williams actually once won the Earl Grey Trophy for dance. He did the Running Man in the freestyle.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. It was outstanding. This, of course, was before YouTube.
Oh, okay. So we actually don't have video evidence. Oh, almost picked. Anyways, fascinating to know that the Grey Cup, which your name had, by the way, proudly emblazoned on it. Most of us mere mortals can only touch it. You've lifted it. But the Grey Cup, which I think is one of the greatest trophies on the planet, so old and again donated by the Governor General, was actually going to made that trophy for hockey. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, and they decided the Allen Cup was already being presented, so they gave it to the rugby union at the time. But the Grey Cup has stood the test of time. Andy Fantus, fantastic! What a catch!
Great throw, great catch. Jeremiah Masoli under pressure from Jamal Westerman, but stands in and delivers. Great snag by Fantus.
Early fourth quarter here. CJ Gable finds a gap. Half the first down yardage. I'm not sure even you thought when this game started and the kind of start we'd had that we'd ever get to this point. 28-24, a number of turnovers, and it's been that kind of hot, sticky night here.
It hasn't necessarily been the prettiest game, but it's turned into a pretty exciting one. Good battle between these two teams.
And again, two teams that came in with a sense of desperation into week 3. Masoli. And there goes Chad Owens. There goes another penalty flag. Owens reverses field. Dives down near the 32. Chad Owens putting on a show.
I think this is another one that's going to come back, though, as there was a block that came too early.
Ken Hostin. Well,
so you're going to see Owens. He stems like he's going to the flat, creates a misdirection, and then he comes underneath. But you're going to see a block that comes, I think, just before he catches the ball. Watch Taekwon Underwood.
There is no infraction on the play. The play was a screen pass. The ball was cut behind the line of scrimmage, and blocking downfield is legal. First down, Hamilton.
So they'll move that ball down to the 32.5. Drive continues for Chad Owens, Jeremiah Masoli, and the Cats. Chad Owens has helped change this game.
Yeah, and you know, I had a quick look at the replay on that one, and Chad Owens was in fact about a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Masoli now goes in zone. Taekwon Underwood was under it. Should have had it. There is a flag on the play. And a game came in the area of pass interference down near the 13, make that the 7-yard line.
Well, they had Underwood
Illegal
isolated.
Contact on receiver. Winnipeg number 2, 10-yard penalty. First down.
So this is not where the infraction occurred. This is a shot to Underwood. He got Chris Randall's hips turned to the inside before breaking back out.
Had he caught that, though, that's touchdown. They would have declined the penalty. As it is, first down now and 10. Close to the score zone, the red zone, inside the 20. Oh, confusion there, and it's picked. Mo Leggett has his second interception. On a tip drill by the Blue Bombers. Mo Leggett had an easy interception for a touchdown earlier. He had to make an athletic play this time. Follow the bouncing ball. Boink, boink, caught. Turnover. CFL on TSN, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
And right on this one, we had double crossing routes. You had Brandon Banks with the short cross, Luke Tasker with the deeper cross, and a throw from Jeremiah Masoli that went about halfway in between. Seemed like he was undecided or hesitated about where he was going with it. You see it over Banks, under Tasker, deflected, eventually scooped up by Mo Leggett. Second of the game for him.
5 Hamilton turnovers. Andrew Harris plows his way for a first down, bulldozing up near the 25-yard line. You know, I don't know how many times you give up the ball 5 times. Turnover differential, you're -4, yet you're still in the football game.
There's some big plays certainly from Winnipeg defensively in this one.
Willie firing it in to Rory Colhert. Another first down. What?
Back-to-back plays from the Blue Bombers. Canadian contingent, Andrew Harris. Another run, as John Climbey talked about at halftime. Good physical run. Getting through contact to pick up some extra yards. And there, Rory Colhert. Just the consistency on the outside for the Bombers. Turning in a first down reception.
Quick hitter, Dressler. Gets a block. Weston Dressler sandwiched.
Well, they get the big boys out in front of Weston Dressler for this hitch screen. See a couple of linemen pull out to the left, set up the convoy. Dressler doing a nice job reading those blocks.
Drew Willie, 27 of 37. 221 in the air here tonight.
73% completion rate.
Three or 4 yards to pick up this time. Going back to Andrew Harris. Winnipeg searching for its first win of 2016 after a 5-13 season last year, out of the playoffs again. 0-2 start for Mike O'Shea, trying to get in the win column here tonight.
Well, we've seen the Bombers through the first 2 weeks of the season, when trailing, put up big numbers in the fourth.
Huge numbers.
And we'll see how they handle this fourth quarter now, playing with a lead.
Willie, again, crossing pattern. Back to Weston Dressler. Moves the sticks once more. Slicing and dicing right now is Drew Willie. Davis makes one miss. There was a flag on the play. It was again down near the 32-yard line. Looks like it might be a hold against Winnipeg.
Holding Winnipeg, number 83, 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Julian Feoli-Godino.
Feoli-Godino had just come into the game in place of Darvin Adams. You saw that previous play. Adams was the one who had the big collision on a block right after the crossing route was caught. He immediately went to the sidelines a little bit shaken up.
Well, that penalty pushes them out of field goal range. First and 20. Willie's got some time, goes left. Now a little stutter step in the backfield from Ryan Smith. Barely back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, may have even lost a yard here. And now
this was one given where the defense ended up on that play. Drew Willie might have been better off just to chuck it towards the sidelines downfield here. As you see about 7 or 8 black jerseys in that zone in front of Ryan Smith.
13th man roars now in Hamilton. The crowd raises the decibel level. Checking deep for Adams, who comes back to it and got it. Darvin Adams on a bullet from Drew Willie. There was a flag on the play. Interference call. 40-yard bomb from the Blue Bomber quarterback.
Number 29, penalties decline. Result of the play is a catch. First down.
What a huge play from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, ball was underthrown, but Adams makes a nice adjustment.
Back to Andrew Harris.
And they're keeping that running game going again. Because they're not behind in the ball game, they're able to keep one of their best guys involved in Andrew Harris. It's key. I just want to go back to that previous play. The thing that allows that deep pass to develop, Hamilton was only rushing 3 on the play. All kinds of time. The O-line had it blocked up easily. Willie had all kinds of time to set up and chuck it deep.
2nd and 6. Cats only rush a couple of players here. And out of the backfield, lunging ahead for the first down is Jace Davis. May require a measurement. Looks from here to be a little short. Had to get to the 8-yard line. They're going to bring the sticks out and measure this. 7:05 to go here in Hamilton tonight. Don't forget, Argos and Lions coming up after this. Looks like a first down, so the Bombers now first and goal again. What a drive engineered by Willie. 7 for 7. Look out! Drop the football. Hamilton recovers. What a crazy night. Bombers close to the end zone. And this time Drew Willie loses control. Hamilton football. Night of turnovers, 7 in total.
Yeah, Drew Willie really is just trying to pull this one up after the play action. Fake to Andrew Harris, trying to pull it up to make that throw, loses the handle. It's big Michael Atkinson. Defensive tackle, Windsor native out of Boise State. Comes up with the recovery.
Masoli from the end zone. CJ Gable peels off a good one. Looks like a first down. Again, the Ticats have turned the ball over 5 times. Winnipeg 2. That one could be really costly in the end game if the Bombers should lose this, considering they were first and goal that close.
Great execution on the screen here. Watch Bondman get out in front. Up to the linebacker. Nice play to get out from under those goalposts.
Masoli turns, hands it off again. Extracurricular stuff afterwards. Couple of linemen jostle. Second down, 8 yards to go from the Hamilton 20. Coach lets his linemen have it here. Masoli has Tasker. 20-yard pickup.
Well, we've talked about it a couple of times tonight, but this is one of the areas where you see this great improvement in Jeremiah Masoli, is in terms of that pocket presence, very aware of the timing of where the pressure is going to be coming from, how much time he has to get rid of that football when there's a free man.
27-year-old out of San Francisco, California, Jeremiah Masoli. Dishes it off to Taekwon Underwood. Masoli came to the Ticats ostensibly as a backup, but has been forced into the starting role. Injury to Zach Collaros.
Yeah, this is a guy in his 4th year with this team, 5th year in the Canadian Football League. He broke in with Edmonton. Hasn't played a lot, but a guy in whom Kent Austin has believed.
He goes deep for Fantus. Full-out sprint down the sideline with Julian Posey. Took a shot, but it's now 3rd down and 3. Kent Austin will send out Brett Maher and the punt unit. Former Ticat Quincy McDuffie will go back to his 15-yard line.
McDuffie's had a couple of pretty good returns in this ball game. Turnovers have limited the number of punts that we've seen, but he's been dangerous.
McDuffie trying to hide high esteem. Straight arm up near the 30-yard line. Bombers get it back. Getting close here to the 3-minute warning, but we'll send it to break and come back. Drew Willie looking for his team's first win of 2K16. Thursday Night Football on TSN is presented by The Brick, saving you more. Night of turnovers, challenge flags. Great night to watch football here in Hamilton. And still a game that's going to be decided in these last 4 minutes. Anybody's ball game right now. Bombers lead 28-24. Willie from his 30. Andrew Harris running. Head down. Huge first down. 18 touches in the ball game for Andrew Harris.
And he's been so productive in this run game. Pressure's going to come from the left side of your screen from Hamilton here. You're going to see Harris bounce it out to the right side. Great runs, sell it up the middle, stay close to those blocks. Turn it north-south.
18 touches, 96 yards from scrimmage, receiving and rushing. Willie using up that clock too. Drew Willie. And there's a penalty flag. Andrew Harris. 3-minute warning has been signaled to the sidelines. 2:45 to go.
Drew Willie channeled a little Doug Flutie there.
We'll get the call when we come back. It's the 3-minute warning here at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton.
Coming up, part 2 of our doubleheader from BC Place in Vancouver. The 2-0 Lions hosting Rhett Stubler's defense. Scott Milanovich, the 1-1 Argonauts. So that's coming up. If the game in Hamilton goes late, we'll start that one in BC on TSN2. Back to Rod and Dwayne at Tim Hortons Field.
We're going down to the wire here. A holding call as we went to break before the 3-minute warning against Winnipeg. Takes the ball back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20. That improvised play by Drew Willie goes for naught. Again, the crowd, full volume here. Hamilton jumped. And the Cats are saying they were drawn. Is this procedure or is it offside? Adrian Tracy pointing
procedure,
at that right line.
Winnipeg, number 51. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Jamarcus Hardrick.
You're going to see the big fella start rocking back a little bit. Left guard, Jamarcus Hardrick.
Yeah, he knew it. 1st and 25. Willie has to pass, or will he go? And he runs over Hardrick. That's a tough guy to hurdle. He's a big piece of human.
Yeah, it looked initially like things were shaping up okay, but then he gets frozen for a moment. Drake Nevis tosses Hardrick. He's there to get in on the play.
2nd and long distance. 28 yards. Cats still rush 4. Bombers keep it on the ground. Delayed draw. Playing for field position here. We'll boot the ball away. And the 2-minute offense for Jeremiah Masoli and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. A chance to win the ball game. They can drive the ball.
So we've talked a lot, Rod, about Justin Medlock, the place kicker. But what Justin Medlock, the punter, does right here is going to be very important. The guy on the receiving end of this has already hurt them once in this ball game. So the placement here, you want to get between the number and the sidelines to make it easier for your cover guys to pin Brandon Banks.
Medlock. Banks. And his 25 has already returned one tonight. Trying to get the corner, went backwards. Great downfield tackle.
Well, perfectly placed punt. Great job on the coverage.
Those tough on the field deserve a truck that's tough on the road. The 2016 GMC Sierra.
Garrett Wagner, special teams tackle. Justin Medlock coming back to what has been his home here the last couple of years in Hamilton. It's been a crazy night for him. Kent Austin now trying to pull one out here in the final 94 seconds. Jeremiah Masoli, 22 of 32 for 302, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. And that one an overthrow. Chad Owens on the go route.
Aggressive call coming out of their own end from the 15-yard line here. Minute 30 to go. Huge second down play for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yeah, because if they gave it back to Winnipeg, they might not get it back. Need a first down. Over the top, and Van Toos has it. Captain Clutch. 32 yards, Dwayne.
And it looked for a second there as the ball was en route, like Fantouz wasn't sure if it was intended for him. As he sort of made his way into that open zone. He kind of takes a glance. It looks like he took his eyes off the ball to see if there was another receiver in the area.
Well, the Winnipeg defense has forced 5 turnovers tonight. They need to be at their best here on this drive. Masoli again for Fantouz.
Heads up job getting out of bounds.
Injuries have slowed Fantouz the last couple of seasons, but he's off to a terrific start in 2016. Great game here tonight as he makes a visit to your living room there. Under a minute to play now.
Second down.
He was a little short of a first down, so it's 2nd and 1. In Bomber territory. Down 4. Masoli goes right side, then cuts it to the middle.
Great delay there by Masoli.
First set of downs.
This is the benefit of staying in that spread formation, is there weren't a lot of bodies in the box for Winnipeg, so once all the D linemen collapsed, there was plenty of room off the edges.
1st and 10, 43 to go. Masoli. Fantouz out of bounds again. Chatham, Ontario native, Western Mustang star. Star in Saskatchewan before he came to Hamilton.
Fantouz now in his 11th CFL season.
7 catches, 90 yards. He's a go-to guy. So too Luke Tasker. And the other part of that 3-headed monster, Chad Owens, who already has a touchdown tonight. Expect to see all 3 in this drive. Tasker. First down. Clock down to 29.
They hit Tasker here, but again, you're going to see 2 receivers right in that same territory. He and C.J. Gable very close to one another. Gable's presence provides a little bit of a pick on the linebacker, Ian Wild.
20 seconds left. Masoli has to throw, and Tasker goes down. But the clock ticks down to 14. Maybe time for 2 plays. They've got to be quick.
Timeout, Hamilton.
So the Cats take a timeout here.
Masoli and the Cats done an excellent job to this point, managing the clock, executing their plays. A couple of out routes to Fantuz along that sideline, allowing him to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
You know, you could go an out route here, go to the sideline, maybe take up 6 seconds, and you got one crack at the end zone. Or from where they are, do you take 2 cracks at the end zone? 14 seconds on the clock. Comes down to this.
I mean, the key here is going to be having options. No doubt someone's going to go to the end zone here on the first play, second down play. But you've got to have options as an outlet that can get out of bounds and stop that clock if the end zone shot isn't there.
Masoli, deep drop, there's the rush, football's loose. Bombers have it, and they'll win this game. And how else will the Winnipeg Blue Bombers win this game tonight? By forcing another Hamilton turnover. 6 in the game. Masoli pressured. Adrian Hubbard in his grill.
Yeah, Hubbard playing his first game. He's the stand-up guy on that defensive line. Just beats Pete Diakowski to get to the quarterback.
And then he picks up the fumble that he forced. And it's lights out here tonight for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who are going to fall to 1-2. They had their shot, and Adrian Hubbard closed the door. Channel 3 final 3 seconds, and now a slugfest. Cooler heads certainly will prevail. Do not need any fines and or suspensions. Back to the drawing board for the Cats. Head to Montreal next week. Winnipeg home to Edmonton, but the Bombers can breathe a little easier back in the River City in Winnipeg. Bomber Nation will get its first win. Justin Medlock, after the way the night began for him, a successful homecoming.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, I think for this 2016 Winnipeg Blue Bomber team, there's been so much hand-wringing, so much pressure put on these guys externally based on the history of the Blue Bombers. 25 years without a Grey Cup, few years without a playoff performance. This is the 2016 Blue Bombers. This team's only been together for 3 weeks. It's not panic time. The stuff that has happened prior to this point doesn't matter. A lot of pieces are in place. They made some plays, some things came to fruition for them tonight.
Pressure on, of course, after the shopping spree. Got a lot of players in the offseason, but the Bombers will head home to Winnipeg with their first win. Defense said it all tonight. The Nissan Titan player of the game was their best defender.
Turnovers were the story. Big plays defensively, and the guy who got it all started, Mo Leggett, his first of 2 interceptions in this ball game, took it to the house for a touchdown, triggered a quick scoring spree for these Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Keeping you on live TV.
They never look back. Mo Leggett is your Nissan Titan player of the game.
Brought to you by Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the CFL. We said the last team with the ball would win the ball game. Adrian Hubbard got the ball for the Bombers when it looked like the Hamilton Tiger Cats might be able to sneak this out. Topsy-turvy game in Tabbytown. But the Bombers win it 28-24 tonight. Rod?
Thank you, Rod. Welcome back inside our studio. I'm sure the Tiger Cats are feeling some pressure, but I can't imagine it's as much as the Bombers and Mike O'Shea were feeling heading into this game tonight. Just how big was that win for Winnipeg?
Oh, that's a massive win for the Bombers.